The storm had been brewing for days on the dunes of Vega 9. Fine glass dust hung in the air like glittering smoke, and every step across the shifting surface made my suit creak in protest. My oxygen readout blinked an anxious orange. 27%. We were supposed to have been picked up 3 hours ago. The orbiting transport Oasis Dawn had gone silent. Beside me, Commander Ilara Voss moved like she was born to this planet. Her tall frame gliding through the sand, her visor reflecting the last pale traces of the setting sun. She was a difficult person to read. Half scientist, half soldier, and all mystery. I'd signed on to her expedition because I thought I could learn something from her. I hadn't expected to be stranded with her on a dead world. "Shelter," she said flatly, pointing to a cluster of black basalt spires ahead. Her voice crackled through the comms. "We make camp before the storm hits full strength." The wind howled across the plain like a living thing. Lightning, or something that resembled it, forked across the darkening sky. I followed her, clutching the containment case that held our only prize from the mission, a shard of what the team had nicknamed the Dreamer's Heart. It pulsed faintly through the case's transparent walls, radiating a rhythm like a slow heartbeat. We reached the base of the spires. She crouched, pulling a compact shelter module from her pack and setting it down on the sand. The machine hissed, then unfolded like an origami miracle into a domed structure that glowed faintly blue under the stormlight. Inside it was warmer, quieter, a fragile oasis against the fury outside. She removed her helmet, revealing eyes so pale they almost glowed, and hair bound tightly at the neck. I'd always thought there was something otherworldly about her, even before Vega 9. Now, in the flickering light of the camp, she seemed almost carved from the same mineral we were studying. "We lost contact with the oasis," I said quietly. "Think it's just interference." Ilara looked at me for a long moment, as if measuring whether I deserved the truth. "No," she said finally. "I think something wants us to stay." Hours passed. The storm thickened, the tent walls shuddering. The Dreamer's Heart pulsed stronger. Ilara sat across from me, studying it or maybe listening. I couldn't tell. I dozed off once, but when I woke, she was whispering softly in a language I didn't recognize. The shard pulsed in rhythm with her voice. "Ilara," I said, voice cracking. "What are you doing?" She didn't look up. "It's speaking." I felt a chill crawl down my spine. "The rock is speaking." "Not the rock," she said. "The mind inside it." That was when I saw it. A faint distortion in the air around her, like heat shimmer, but moving with intent. It brushed the edges of my vision, flickering in and out of existence. A low hum filled the tent, and the air seemed to thicken. "Ilara, stop." I reached for the containment case, but she caught my wrist before I could touch it. Her grip was cold. Too cold. "You'll sleep in my tent tonight," she said, her voice suddenly softer. "You'll be safe here." I couldn't tell if it was a command or an invitation. The next morning, if it could be called that, since Vega IX's days were long and colorless, the storm had calmed. Ilara was gone. The Dreamer's Heart was gone too. My comms still crackled with static. The Oasis Dawn was unreachable. My suit's battery was dying. I stepped outside, expecting to find footprints or drag marks in the sand, but the storm had erased all traces. Only the basalt spires loomed in the distance, like black teeth jutting from the earth. Then I saw movement, a figure at the base of the nearest spire. Lara. She was kneeling, hands pressed against the stone, whispering again. The rock beneath her glowed faintly, as if it were breathing. "Ilara!" I shouted, stumbling toward her. She turned her head slightly, and for a moment, her eyes reflected not light, but something alive moving behind them, a second presence. "It's awake," she said. "It's been dreaming for millennia." "What is it?" I demanded. "The planet," she said simply. "The entire world is a neural lattice, a sleeping consciousness. The dreamer's heart was only a fragment. To be part of it." The ground trembled. A low vibration rippled through the air. My instruments screamed warnings. Magnetic surge, seismic instability, radiation spikes. "Ilara, we need to go. Now." She smiled faintly. "You still think we're meant to leave?" Before I could answer, the sand around us erupted in waves of color. Blues, greens, golds. Not physical light but pure thought. Images flashed in my mind. Vast cities made of crystal. Beings of light whispering across galaxies. A civilization that had merged with its planet until mind and matter were indistinguishable. It wanted me to see. Join. I stumbled backward, trying to fight the pull. "Ilara, come with me. Don't listen to it." She stood, her voice both hers and not hers. "It doesn't matter if we listen. It's already inside us." The next thing I remember is darkness. Cold, endless darkness. I must have passed out, or maybe the planets will forced me under. When I woke, I was back in the tent. The containment case was sealed again, but the shard inside was gone. Only a faint residue remained, glowing like the afterimage of a dream. "Ilara," I whispered. Her voice came from outside. "You're awake." I stumbled out into the pale light. She stood near the ridge, looking up at the horizon. Her suit was torn, but she didn't seem to notice. The sky shimmered faintly, like the air itself was alive, breathing with her. "Ilara, what happened?" She turned to me. "We're part of it now. But we can still leave if we choose." "How?" I asked. "The planet understands what we are. It wants to learn. It's giving us a choice. Stay and become part of its dream, or leave and tell others what we've seen." I hesitated. The logical part of me screamed to run, to escape, to warn command. But the pull of that vision, the luminous world where thought and reality were one, lingered like the taste of a forgotten memory. She stepped closer, eyes glowing faintly now, voice gentle. "You will sleep in my tent tonight," she said again. "And when you wake, you'll know which world you belong to." This time I didn't resist. I dreamed of vast oceans of glass, and of stars being born in the hollow of a breath. I dreamed of Ilara, standing at the center of a storm of light, reaching for me with a hand made of both flesh and flame. When I awoke, the tent was empty again, but the world outside was silent. Too silent. My comms buzzed once, then a voice came through. "This is the Oasis, Dawn. Lieutenant Hale, do you copy? We've located your beacon." I stared out at the horizon. No sign of Ilara. Only the faint hum of the planet beneath my feet. Steady, alive. "I copy," I said finally. My voice sounded far away, like it belonged to someone else. "Prepare for extraction." As I waited, I looked down at my gloved hand. Faint threads of light traced along my skin, pulsing with the same rhythm as the dreamer's heart once had. Maybe I was bringing more than just memories back with me. When the Oasis Dawn took off, Vega 9 receded into the blackness below, serene and still. But as I stared out the viewport, I thought I saw movement. A vast, luminous pattern spreading across the planet's surface, like neurons firing in a colossal brain. It wasn't sleeping anymore. And somewhere, deep in that waking mind, I knew Ilara was still whispering. To the planet, to me, to whatever was listening in the dark. "You will sleep in my tent tonight," she said again in my memory. And for the first time I understood. It was both a command and an invitation.